Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rena. If you're new here, then welcome. What you're seeing here is all the makeup that I'm getting rid of. Some are too old, some are actually like brand new that I can pass it along to someone else who loves it. That will be really good. I done this whole declutter section off camera because I'm not sure how I'm going, but actually I went pretty well. So this is everything that I've got in front of me that I can sort of get out of my collection. Yeah, if you like today's content, don't forget to give me a like and consider subscribe down below. Without further ado, let's just dive into it. What we're gonna go for is primers first. I'm getting rid of 1 and 2 primers, 1 eye primers over here. So the one that I'm getting rid of, the first is the Native Bronze Primer. This is a brand new one to me. I've only used it once. I actually really enjoyed it, but I don't like the tan look on my face. It sort of messes with my foundation shade. So if you're someone always picking like a lighter shade of foundation that you're afraid the darker one's too dark, and you always turns out needing something to like neutralize a little bit more, I think this is going to be really good. Or if you like that bronzy tone, then I think it's great as well. I do have a video using this doing the makeup. I'll make sure to leave that video somewhere so you can check it out if you're wondering how it looks on the face. It's a great product, just not suitable for me. The other one I'm getting rid of is this Revlon Use FX primer. This is super old. Oh my god, who is still talking? I don't even know if they still have this. I tried the other day. As you can tell, it's one of these designs. You push it at the bottom and it squeeze things out. It's just getting pretty disgusting actually. It doesn't do anything. I remember it was like that, but I was, you know, holding on to it because I bought it and I thought it was my problem. I just think it's time to let it go. And the other one is an eye primer from designer brands. I don't know if they still do this as well. Like a lot of things has been in my collections for a little while, so I guess I should declutter regardless. This is an eye primer. It feels like lipstick doe foot applicator. It just doesn't do anything. It's not, I guess it's bad because it doesn't do anything, so I just think it's time to get rid of it. And then moving on to my foundations, I've got 1 foundation, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, this one. Oh, I actually do have another primer that I forgot to mention. This is just from my project pan. So if you already watched my project panning, then you know this. This is the Japanese brand called Sofina. This is their UV Long Keep Primer. It's got SPF 25 PA++. I had this for way too long. If you don't considering this is SPF, it is actually a really good primer, but I just had it for too long, so it's time to let it go. Alright, now going to my foundations. The first one I'm going to talk about is this Body Shop one. This one's called Illuminating Face Base. So it's supposed to be doing like a primer, highlighter sort of things. This was super old again. I hope I'm focusing. If it's not, I'll feel super terrible. Yeah, it's just way too long. It's like a brush design. I didn't like it, so I think it's too long for me to tell what it's actually supposed to do. And then I've got this OXX foundation. I think this one was discontinued as well, but OXX always coming up with new foundations, and I do recommend their line. I think their foundation is actually pretty good. This one is Express Hydration Serum Foundation. I've got in the shade Ivory. It's just been too old that this shade is completely oxidized, plus the design here is very flimsy, so I think it's almost like just gonna break from the cap. I actually don't know how they designed this, but it feels like something's falling off. The shade is actually oxidizing crazy in the bottle already, but also on my face. So although I do love this one, it's very affordable, but I think it is time to let it go. And then I've got this The Ordinary. This is their coverage foundation. I do also have their serum foundation. I kept that one, and you can probably tell the shade is very off. When I bought it, they were always out of stock for the shade that I was after. So I do have a serum foundation in a very light shade to like combine 2 bottles together. This is the shade 3.0 yellow. So seriously, oh my gosh, this is even not even a bronzing or contouring shade. This one contains SPF 15. I kept the other serum foundation because those doesn't have any SPF. I do think they're very similar. Like, you can probably tell a bit of differences, but not a lot. So, you know, having 3 bottles, it's a little bit too much. So I'm getting rid of the shade. It's way too dark for me. And then let's talk about shade range wise. We are getting rid of, or I am getting rid of, the Maybelline Superstay 24 Hours Full Coverage Foundation. I've actually heard really good reviews for this one and I really want to give it a go, but there is a problem with me with shades. Sometimes I just cannot get it right. I've got in a shade 40 or something. 40 found. This is too dark. Oh my god. And if it's a yellow base or neutral base, I can make it work. But this is a pink base, so it feels quite red on my skin. Even if I'm lightening it, it's still reddish. So I don't know if it's because it's having in my collection for a little bit too long as well. So it's getting a little bit too like oxidized. I'm getting rid of this one as well. And then another one that is off shade, but is actually a really good foundation, is the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hours Matte. I've had a lot of trouble finding the shade. I remember standing in store, swatching a lot of the shades and found this one. And because the lighting in store is so different, when I went home and I realized, oh, this is not my shade, and it oxidizes a little bit. So I've got in the shade, let's see, 13 Rose Beige. I think it's too pink undertone, and because of oxidizing, make it even worse. So it's a very full coverage though, but I'm not keeping this. The last one is actually one of my favorite. It's the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. I've got in the shade 115 Buff Beige. I can go one shade lighter, I reckon. This one's just gone oxidized. It looks as in this color in the bottle. When you apply on your face, 20 minutes later, it's super red and dark. I love it so much. I don't know if I can tell, but it's like quite flat. I've used a lot of this one, so I'm actually really happy getting rid of this one. I wanted to get another one, but I don't know if they still have it since CoverGirl is gone like cruelty free. Moving on, let's talk about concealers. I've got a few concealers here. Okay, I just found another one over here. The first one quickly mentioning, it's just the MCO Beauty or Motors Own actually from Priceline. I've got this in my project pan. I'm just getting rid of it. So just, you know, honor mention. And I've also got this The Balm Time Balm, which is really good concealer. This is in the shade medium. I've got one in the shade light. I want to get a light medium, but it's out of stock everywhere. So I just, you know, blindly bought medium, thought I can use it to counteract a little bit. It turns out to be too dark, but it's a really good one. I was thinking using it as a contouring, but the consistency of this one doesn't give me the chance of doing that. But I'm keeping the other lighter shade, and I love it so much. It's very hydrating. And an e.l.f. one that I think I bought it for contouring. It's been so long that I cannot remember. This is the Perfect Blend Concealer. I have no idea. This is almost on board with like the ordinary shades. Like, oh my god. So I'm just getting rid of this. And then I've got a brand new Kat Von D one. I think it was a gift or something from Sephora. This is in the shade Cool. I'm 19. I think this is a little bit too dark, like for my skin as well. So this is a brand new. I'm just gonna pass it along to someone. And also, this is also almost brand new. The Revolution Conceal and Define. I've actually got 3. I'm keeping one for concealer, one for contouring now. This is in the shade C8. I bought 2 of this shades from the Revolution side before it's available from Priceline. So I got these 2 from UK. So I just blinded, picked the 2 colors, and this one is the one that's off. The other one's actually perfect. This also looks a little bit like dark and yet reddish undertone. So yeah, I can't do anything to either conceal or define myself. And then one that's gone bad, and I don't know if this brand is still existing, is the Face of Australia. It's one of those ones that I think they're mimicking like 2G Gillette or something. So it's like a concealing correcting pen. It's just gone bad that I twisted, I squeezed, and nothing's coming out of it. I think it's really separated within the tube. So time to let it go. And another off shade one which I used to use a lot but I don't think it suits me anymore is the Maybelline Age Rewind Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. This is in the shade Honey 140. When I had a really dark skin back when I first started makeup, this one's actually really good to combine with the one I'm having. I think it's in the shade Fair or Light, but now it's just too dark. I think by using anti-aging ingredients, it has made my skin looks a lot better than before. So yeah, my shade seems to getting lighter and lighter every year, which I guess is a good thing because I have a lot of hyperpigmentations before. And the last is a brand new one, but I think it's gone bad. It's the CoverGirl's Clean Invisible Concealer. I think this is the one they had after they gone cruelty free. I've got in the shade the medium, which usually the CoverGirl medium is kind of like my shade. I've used some before, but this one's really pink undertone, so I have no idea what's going on. I've never used this, but I did unwrap the sealing packaging, so I have to let it go. Next category, let's have a look of the eyes because I can see a few eyeshadows here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a few like liquid eyeshadows here, and more eyeshadows, more eyeshadows, more eyeshadows. First, let's quickly talk about this it's a CK, yeah, Calvin Kevin eyeshadow. I have no idea why I got this. You know when you sometimes buying things you don't even know why. This isn't one of those. It's one of this purpley shade. It's completely dried out. I don't think it's a shade that I wear anyway, so you know, there are times. And then the Lancome one, oh actually, let's just quickly talk about all these liquids ones. I've got 2 Pixie liquid glitter eyeshadow. I don't know if it's mine's completely dried or something. It's just not working. The glitter doesn't seem to be staying very well and the pigmentation's not there, so these two are going. And then I have this Becca. Well, this actually been my collection for a long time for different reasons. My dad actually got it for me from a magazine. He thought this is a big brand, which he wasn't wrong. It's a really pretty like copper bronzy brownish, oh my gosh, what I'm describing, tone colored eyeshadow, but it's just gone bad now. Like the pigmentation staying ability is no longer there, so I kept it for different reasons, but now it's time to go. And the two that I'm getting rid of for my project pen, first is the Lancome Quad. This is a gift, but what a pretty color combination for a quad. I love it so much, but it's completely dried and hardened pen. So yeah, I had it for long enough to say goodbye. And also the Designer Brands one, this is actually performing okay, but I just don't think it has a shade for me to emphasize my outer corner except the black one. But sometimes I don't want to use the black. This one is not deep enough. I guess it's more of a lead shade. I found this is not perfect for me, and the like performance is just okay. So I'm getting rid of this one. And then the Rainbow Quad, I've been trying for a long time. This is actually not a quad, it's got 5 shades here. Again, I think the color combination and how it performs on my eyes are not what I typically like to be used on my eyes, and it's not like wowing me with their formula or staying ability, so I'm getting rid of this one as well. And then the White n Well Old Formula, this is one of their classic 335 silent treatments. I've really enjoyed the shade combinations, but I don't know if it's because it's old formula, it's been too long, or just White n Well old formula in general. This one made my eyes irritated and my eyelids got super dry, like dead skin dry, like the skin around your elbow, that kind of dry. So it was quite horrible. And then a couple, just a Chinese brand. I'm just getting rid of them because I can't review on YouTube. This is the one that I use the most. It's one of those, I don't know what you call it, all shimmer. I used to use it a lot back in the days when I first got makeup. So I think it did serve a purpose, but I don't go for these palettes anymore. I have one from Natasha Denona and I haven't been even reaching for it just because it's all shimmer. And then this one is a really good color combination. It's magnetic and it's got a good mirror, but like it's hard and pan, so it's too bad. And this one, oh my god, have a look. This I got from a mystery box. I cannot use this all shimmer. What are these colors? Like they're beautiful, but it's not for me. And the combination, the quad, I don't think it's designed well, so go. And another one from Maybelline, I've actually enjoyed this performance. The color pigmentation and stayability are awesome, except there's a bit of fallout, which I think is very common for drugstore. This is their matte bar eyeshadow. It's just the red is a bit too red. It's a color story, it's not mine, let's just put it this way. I have a couple that I can use, but I would go for a shimmer, and like I said, I wouldn't go pick a shimmer palette separately for one eye look. I'm too lazy to do that, and I cannot use all of the shades here, so I think I'll pass this one along because it's really good pigmentation. I actually enjoy the formula. And then the last one that I received from Lumi Box, this is the Beauty Creation Eye Bloom. This is a beautiful colored eyeshadow. It's got 12 shades here, and I've swatched all of them, I think. I've also used a couple of times. My sister picked this once to like let me do my makeup. It's one of the videos we done so long ago. I can link it somewhere. Again, color story is not mine. I don't use these shades on my lid. It makes my eyes look so puffy. I cannot make it work for me, so it's my problem. Maybe one day I'll dig into these shades one more time, but for now, I think I'm gonna pass this one along as well. Moving on to face and complexion sort of stuff, I've got one that I mentioned in one of my videos, Get Ready With Me, the designer brand's Ready For My Close Up Ultimate Face Palette. Many years ago's holiday collection, they're, you know, not performing anymore. And then I think it was the same year or the year after they had this one, the Shine Bright Face Palette. It was actually really good. I get rid of the cream blush shade because it was just smelling terribly. This is also like a slightly hardened pan, and there are a couple times my face had irritation after using it, so I just don't want to risk myself. So these two are going. And then I've got two cheek, well, this is kind of like a multi-use highlighter from Benefit, and this is a trio they had. I kept the one that I think I can use the most and getting rid of these two. One is got a high beam. So the high beam is a satiny pink shade. It's actually really pretty, but I just don't use it and I don't think of reaching it. And the other one is even more cooler. This is called Shine Beam. So this is actually a nude matte pink highlighting sort of multi-use highlighter. I actually don't use this at all. There are a few times I'll use it as a highlighting, and I have found it doesn't, like the shade, because it's a pink tone, so it doesn't suit me very well. And I kept the other one, is called bronze highlighter, whatever. That one works well for me, that I can actually create a tan look. So I kept that one and get rid of these two. And here is a K-pop collaboration with Australia's, I think it's the Australia's K-pop line. They do this every year or something, like just create something like Korean related. This is a brand new cushion highlighter, and I've never used it. It's just completely dry. I just forgot I have this. It's a very pretty cushion compact. I thought about keeping this, but it's actually a little bit too chunky. So I think I'll just get rid of the whole thing. And then the last but not the least from this category is the Tarte. This is a blush. This is the Amazonian Clay 12 Hours Blush in the shade Party. This is actually a really pretty blush. It's got great pigmentations. I've used it a few times, maybe 3 times. I tried it. Just not looking good on my face. It looks quite muddy. This is like a Sephora gift size. It doesn't contain with a mirror. I actually kind of like it this way. So it's more lightweighted. You can take it for travel, but unfortunately this is not my shade. I do want to keep this one, and I tried it a couple times, but not working. And now let's move on to the eyes, the eye product, eyebrows, anything related to eyes I'm getting rid of, except eyeshadows I just already mentioned. The first is a brand new one, the Australia's Eyebrow Pencil. I've got in the shade Blonde. Oh my god. I cannot believe why I've got this shade. You can tell I've never used it. It's just very like blonde to me, so I cannot use this. I'll pass this one along to someone who has a little bit lighter hair color. And then another eyebrow pencil. This is the Maybelline 3D Brow Tint. This is actually still good, but I cannot make it work for me. I don't like the design of the spoolie, and it always made a mess on my eyebrows, so I think it's my problem. But yeah, but it also tells me that I probably won't use anything like this in the future, so I'm getting rid of this one. And then another eye tool for lashes. This is actually the Tweezerman eyelashes. I cannot tell like what sort of model or shape of this, but it's not my eyelash shade. I'll show you the one that I've used at the moment. This is like a Daiso sort of product that I've got just from like $2 shop. I would go for a little bit more flattered eyelash curler, where this one is a lot more curved, so it's for those really beautiful doll eyes. I don't have it, so when I use this, it got so many times that actually get into my flash, and it was so painful. And then another three, these are eyeliners. The first is the Tools and the Face Shop collaboration one. This is their light shade ink gel pencil. It's in the color Mystical Pink. It's a really pretty shade, but it's just dried so much that I cannot use it on my waterline. I do have a brown one that I bought. That one's still good. And then I'm getting rid of the Revlon Color Stay lip liner. This one is just smudging too much. The brush tip, I remember it was a little bit too soft. Yeah, it's super soft, so it's not my perfect design, and because that's smudging, it just gotta go. Also, there's a Nude by Nature liquid eyeliner. Their mineral like powder product are really good, but since they decided to go for like a liquid formula and they got a lot of like the regular stuff, I don't think they're as good as what they used to do, so they need to keep up the good stuff and get rid of these. I don't know if this is still available. This is a super thick sort of pencil tip. It's not like, there's no sharp end of this one, and it's super soft as well. See, it's so stiff here, but when you go to the tip, it's like too soft. You see that? That's just, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like too soft. Who's gonna draw eyeliners like that? And I remember this one smudging a little bit, so I'm getting rid of this as well. The last but not the least are two lipsticks and one beauty tools. The lipsticks I'm getting rid of, one is also from a project pan, is the NYX Simple Nude. This one came in broken and I've used it like quite a long time. I like the color, but this one dries my lips down pretty badly at the end of the day, so I only use it, you know, every second day or every once in a while when I really want the color and when I know my lips in perfect condition, so you know, have a lot of moisture for it to dry down. So I think it's time to say goodbye. And this is a really off shade from Burt's Bees. This is the Burt's Bees shade 533. I don't have a name for this lipstick. I do really like their packaging. They have the honeycombs there, really suit with their name, you know, the brand. Look at this color. I bought it for Halloween and it came in broken, so, and I don't use these colors very often, obviously. It just, you know, more and more reasons for me to get rid of this rather than keeping it. I think I do have one or two similar-ish shade from Maybelline that I really love. They're, what's that called? Is it color something? So I'm just keeping those ones to get rid of this. And the last but not the least, oh my god, this one had a lot of words to say. The Sephora Solid Brush Cleaner. I'm not gonna planning to open this, but on the packaging you can see it's got a soap and it got a little brush pad. I'm keeping the brush pad. I've already put it in my vanity there, but this soap came in awful smell. Even though it's completely closed, if I sniff it, it still smells terrible. So when I first got it, I thought it must be coming from that brush pad because that's plastic. So I let it dry for a long time and put it outside, you know, get the wind to blow the scent away, and I can still smell it. So I feel like it's actually coming from the soap. It smells terrible. I would not use this at all, so time to go. I'm gonna get rid of this. And that is everything for my 2021 declutter. This one's supposed to be uploaded by the end of 2021, but obviously we're in 2020, so happy January holidays. There's a lot of holidays in January here in Australia, so I hope you guys are having some great time with families and kids that still not go back to school just yet. Anyway, if you like today's content, don't forget to give me a like and consider subscribe down below. If you like makeup declutters, I do have like regret purchases that I review every now and then. I'll leave those video links somewhere here, I believe. And that is all for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.